Yo, 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 what's going on, people? Back right now. Yeah, Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne and conversation, bent before bed. Again, don't forget for TJ Radio on all social media platforms. Again, your host, Drunkle J. And guys, thank you for sharing the videos and the likes and the comments. We do appreciate that. If you can keep doing that, we really, really, really appreciate that, please. But yeah, we've got a special guest today. Very excited. Loving the complexion. I want to know a secret because I need some tips as well. But yeah, we got Rosebud here.
Hey.
How you feeling?
I feel well. Despite
Glowing.
the weather. Yeah.
You look like a certain celebrity.
Okay.
Have you heard that before? A certain celebrity?
I don't know. You're gonna have to throw it at me.
Don't take no offense.
Okay.
Leona Lewis?
I've heard that.
See?
Like, can you? Like,
Yeah.
I heard that.
Oh, yeah, man, you look like Leona Lewis badly, man.
I heard that.
Younger, more attractive version.
Oh, that's very, very lovely. I love that. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not really good at countries. You said before, you're not just Jamaican.
I'm St. Lucian as well. Half St. Lucian, half Jamaican.
Yo, I saw videos of the St. Lucia Carnival on IG.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going.
Oh,
I'm going. I don't care what ends up. I'm going next year.
Yeah?
Females, hey, natural.
Oh, yeah, well, they all look like, they're glowing out there.
I just sort of said, look at God.
Yeah.
You can't say God's not black. I don't care what you say.
My mum's got a home out there, so I'm definitely like a fan. Like the Sulphur Springs is part of probably my little retreat thing.
When's the last time you went back?
I was there this year, around April.
And you came back to England in this weather?
Well, you still got to try to pay some bills. 'Cause people out there will be like, "Have you got money from me?" Like, I've actually got some work to do. It's nice to be out there, but you got to do some real things to be able to deserve to go back. That's what it feels like.
So what's St. Lucia like then? For people that haven't been there or don't know about St. Lucia.
St. Lucia's beautiful, man. Like, everywhere you go is a view.
Mm.
Like, you're driving, you can see the sea everywhere.
Okay.
The sea is everywhere that you go. The people are nice. They're very friendly. They love the fact that they have a language, Creole. They love that. It's like,
Can you speak it?
a petit foie like Creole. I got a little book actually when I got back this year.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, Mwenla. Mwenla, which means like I there. So like yeah.
Is it a country where everyone knows everyone to a certain extent?
Sorry?
Is it a country where everyone knows everyone to a certain extent? Like, if I came to St. Lucia, would they know he's not from around here? Could they tell, or it's not
No,
like that?
do you know what? I've come to St. Lucia and someone started talking to me Pat one and like gave me a dirty look afterwards and I realised it's not her. So no.
Oh, okay then. Okay,
No,
that's fine then.
Yeah.
And what's St. Lucia famous for?
So the Sulphur Springs, the only walking volcano in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. It's famous for its jazz carnival, which is going to come back.
Okay.
It's got a couple of writers who've got some laureates.
Okay.
What else is St. Lucia famous for? The British, the Spanish, and was the Germans involved? They fought over about 14 times because of the geothermal properties, geothermal technology, which is obviously not working yet, but the whole idea of the materials and all that's like, it's different from Jamaica. Jamaica people just busting them up. Like St. Lucia's they're like, oh, we'd like to have your facilities on your island, because Napoleon, he brought his soldiers to the Sulphur Springs to heal his soldiers after war. So there was a lot of like healing properties why the Europeans wanted St. Lucia, unlike Jamaica, which was just like...
The film's coming out soon. Napoleon film. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just want to know if St. Lucia, do you think you'll be in it then?
Do you think St. Lucia will be in it?
Yeah.
I mean, these stories are when you're on the island. You're on the YouTube. You're talking to the little young people who come and use your laptop in your yard, and you're seeing the things that just pass in the background. Because there was also a story about that actually St. Lucia was invaded by the Germans. Yeah, right. And the British sent out, was it Queen Victoria? Was it Elizabeth? Yeah, Elizabeth. Right. So she sent out a ship. To tell him to go away. I was like, oh, okay. I think it's like the 40s, 1940s. So, there's a lot of history. I mean, in film and all that, our stuff hasn't really been tapped into. So, like, that's where I get some of the information from St. Lucia.
Okay, apart from yourself, who else is famous from St. Lucia?
Who else is I don't know. Shola was like half St. Lucia or quarter St. Lucian, Dominican.
Okay.
Like, we're distant relatives somehow. We share the same surname somehow. We do know each other. Who else is St. Lucian? Actually, this guy, Derek Mathurin, is he in Emmerdale right now? There's a Mathurin in Emmerdale right now.
Is it?
Yeah. Because my surname is actually quite vast. Like my full name is Rosemary Mathurin, and like that is they've got there's a huge amount of Mathurins in Harrow Road.
Okay.
There's a lot of them, and that comes from a St.lucia derivative. Even though there's a few elsewhere because it's like a French occupational kind of surname.
Well, I'm definitely going.
Yeah, you got to go.
But what's the famous dish out there? Is it seafood?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go have fish when you're in the Caribbean. I mean, that's everywhere, isn't it? But I think if they say like fig, they're fig, you know, which is basically green banana.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It took me a few years to realize. But yeah, fig. I don't know. We don't. Yeah, just the fish and. Yeah, I mean, fresh food, you know, everything's fresh out there, isn't it? So.
Okay, well, you're on Tipsy Talk. Thanks for coming. I appreciate that. You could be in the world, but you're with us. What we'd like to do in Tipsy Talk, let's go on the time machine, go back.
Okay.
Bloop, 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 bloop. So let's talk about. So whereabouts is your family from? We know Jamaica and also St. Lucia, but whereabouts in London?
So I'm from West London, like Ladbroke Grove.
Okay.
I'm from Ladbroke Grove. My dad's more like Northwest Jamaica, based from Harrow, but like that's why I call it Northwest Jamaica, like Harrow, Harlesden, Kilburn. Those are his ends, and my mum's is like Ladbroke Grove, like and Harrow Road, because obviously that was all like one place, kind of all one people when they all kind of came over.
I hear that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's where I was brought up.
So it was like growing up in West then?
Growing up in West, interesting. I don't know. I suppose did ballet at a young age.
Oh, is it?
I did ballet at 5, I have to say, 'cause I do a lot of dance. I'm like, where did it come from? Ballet. I mean, growing up in West, I think as I got older, I understand how important it was, like having like the Notting Hill riots and like the history of having like St. Lucian people on my doorstep. I didn't know why my mum didn't want to be in Harrow Road, but I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to thank you for Notting Hill Carnival.
Yes, that's
We'd like
right.
to thank you for that.
Yeah. Every year at Carnival.
You going this year as well, yeah?
Oh, I don't really know. I don't know.
Why?
Maybe. I normally do. I don't. It's just I'm just so calm about it. I will be going. I will be there. I just got to figure out where I'm gonna be.
But both days, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see who's got me on the lineup because I'm like I'll do a show, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that.
Yeah.
And well, again, West, we've got the second best Westfields in my opinion.
Oh, what you think the one in East is better?
Stratford's way better.
Really?
I'm biased. It has to be. Yes.
Why?
Better. I'm more lucky there.
Do you know, I haven't been in there often enough. I don't know. It's just massive anyway. I took my dad to Westfield, Shepherd Bush, Westfield. He was like, I've never seen a place so big in my life. It's like taking my dad out of his comfort zone is some of the best experiences of my life. I took him to what's that shop? Peter Jones's, which is basically John Lewis, but in South Ken. And he was like, Rosie, black people allowed to go in here? My dad, I said, yeah. So West London is a bit, but yeah. But yeah, Carnival. I'll be going to Carnival. Yeah.
Okay then. So, growing up in your household, was it just you, only child then, or?
No, so it's me and my older sister. My older sister's about 5-6 years older than me. She has a learning disability all of her life. So,
what is it, if you don't mind me asking?
So just a learning disability that was, what do you call that? They said that she had a learning disability, so she went to different schools and stuff like that, which is pretty hard because obviously black people are seen as lesser than in certain societies. So therefore, like growing up with my sister and watching all of that impact her had an impact on me as to me kind of making sure that I am inspirational and also being strong, you know, because I know that there was no other choice. So, yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So you middle child then, or youngest?
There's 2 of us.
Okay.
Actually, my mum did have another child, but she did pass away of cot death, and that was before I was born.
Sorry to hear.
So, but yeah, just 2 of us.
So being the youngest, were you the baby then? Like, was you always getting attention then, or?
Well, my sister had a learning disability, so actually, no.
Okay.
I was like the older sister.
Okay.
So, yeah, when you get to a certain age, you know, you're kind of like, okay, you know. So, yeah. And I did have a stepbrother for a while. So, I was like a middle child.
So how was you in school
youngest.
then?
Huh?
What kind of girl was you in school then?
In primary school, I was like a tomboy.
Okay.
I was a goalkeeper.
What?
Oh, yeah, I was a goalkeeper.
You weren't a fat kid, was you?
I was.
You was a fat kid.
Vaguely.
What
I don't know what fat is. Do you know what I mean? Because little kids are like.
You know what fat is. Come on now.
Was it puppy fat?
Yeah, every fat, biggie fat, every fat.
Is it black girl fat or white girl fat? I'll tell you what, I went to a white primary school, so maybe if I was around more black girls, I might have had, because I probably had more shape. When I look at the pictures, I'm like, actually, I don't think I was fat, but when I was younger, I felt I was.
You done a black girl school?
My primary school was majority white.
So they touch your hair all the time? Yes,
but they would ask questions about, is that your real hair?
Yes.
Yeah, no, you know what? I just rolled with one white girl in primary school, Donna, because all the other girls were a bit off. But
yeah.
But
so why goalkeeper though?
They didn't want me to play, but they knew I was good, but they just didn't want me to really play because they're boys, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
It's not girls.
But at least you fit in though.
Yeah, I fit in. Yeah, I got on with everyone. I got on with like the girls and the boys. But yeah. Well, we split it up.
What kind of subject do you like in school then?
Well, I suppose. Well, how far are we going back? We're still
primary school. Keep them middle school.
Okay, well, I actually enjoyed maths.
Okay.
I did enjoy maths, but I kind of grew up in it. Like I finished the maths book, so I'll kind of go to the upper class, and it's like, oh yeah, you finished it, but actually, no, it's just because they keep you here. I suppose, yeah. So there was maths. I enjoyed reading. I always wanted to do music in school, right? But they were like, oh no, you can't do it. My godbrother joined and he got to play viola. I was looking around like. But I always wanted to play music. Like I did have a guitar when I was younger, but my sister broke it.
Sorry to hear.
But I used to hang around like the speakers in my mum's house. You know, like the equalizer.
Okay then, from the stories I heard, growing up in West, did your parents have house parties then?
My mum, her birthday was an occasion. She's a Libra.
Okay then.
So I don't know if anyone knows what that means.
No.
Okay. But, like, you know, they have friends. They're all about balance, so they're not just gonna switch off on people so much, you know. But yeah, so she would have her parties like when I was growing up. Yeah, my mum liked to dance. So.
What was the first song that you fell in love with, if you can remember?
The first song. It just made me want to say like Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. Fell in love with. Do you know what? I think the first song I had on repeat was like Warren G.
Regulate?
No, the other one for now. Warren G in 158. I cannot remember the name of it. It was my confirmation, and it was on all night. Yeah, I don't even know what
Warren G. Random.
Yeah, that's the first one. I was on repeat all night. I'm like, what? When I think about it, yeah, like when I was like, 14, I was on the first on repeat. But you know, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, I liked first, to be fair, because she was a girl. She came out and she was dancing and she was black and curly hair and
What about TV shows?
Are we talking cartoons here?
Anything in it? Like, I just want to know. I just want to know what your imagination was when you was a kid, didn't it?
Thundercats, Transformers, X-Men, Gem. Most people's Gem was hard. She was like a singer at night and then like a lawyer by day. She changed her hairstyles and she was way above pink, purple. Gem. And She-Ra and He-Man. Yeah.
Because your sister's disability, did you think you had to grow up sooner than you had to? Responsibilities?
No, I think. Well, maybe. I don't know. I can't necessarily say, because as black children as a whole, sometimes we are like, if we have to stand up to the role, we'll be there. So. Because I see that in the Caribbean, like these kids are like way older. Or even certain children I see when I'm teaching, they're like 10 and they're like, you guys could be 20 right now. Do you know what I mean? You're like the advisor, as much as it's like, okay, but I can see the common sense. So, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, my sister's different, because my sister's dad, I think also some of the things, you know, parents and stuff like that, my dad always being like around was slightly different, and my dad's Jamaican, so there's a lot of and my grandparents left when I was 8, but they were here. Like, do you know what I mean? So for me, I had a lot more of a foundation, like with my grandparents and my father on that side, where they don't suffer fools too much. So there's part of that where it's like, well, it's also inbuilt. So I don't know.
Do you see any bullying in school?
Bullying, no.
Good to hear. That's good to hear. And what about racism?
Racism. I mean, I think the last year of primary school. So I went to a black secondary school after that.
You're excited, isn't it?
Well, I didn't even realise, to be fair. You're not really thinking, but like the last year of school, I had a fight with my best friend, and I realised, and I said,
"Oh, boy."
No, my best friend, she was a white girl.
Oh, boy.
No, we were playing like paddle ball or something, like some kind of something. I just felt I think it seemed like she was trying to overpower the conversation, like the conversation of the game we were playing, and obviously I was probably winning, and got at it, you know. And then we weren't friends for the last year, and I was friends with another girl, and then I went to the same secondary school as her, and then we kind of separated in the first year because my school was like, it was black and white. Like obviously you had everyone else from the Commonwealth, but it was majority black and white. Right?
No
so
Asians.
a couple Filipinos.
I have to ask this.
Yeah, but we were the majority.
Okay,
everyone was there, but we were the majority, which is quite rare because certain schools.
Big facts.
Yeah, it was quite rare. So I was actually quite lucky in respects because, like, some of my friends are on subconscious things. Like, I'm like, when, like, I don't know, as adults, I'm like, oh yeah, she watched the Malcolm X movie first. You know what I mean? So that's what she's doing. And I just love it. I mean, everyone's doing like different things, but it's also the fact that we came from a foundation where it's like we weren't ashamed of being our colour. Because I think there's a lot of different, like, you could say colorism and stuff like that, that we're not, they weren't words for it back in the day, but now you can say these words. But like, I never suffered from, as I say, bullying or colorism, bullying or anything like that.
Hot take, guys, yeah, since I don't really like to say this in front of white people, since we're all black people in here, the Malcolm X film, I don't think it was all that. I don't think it was all that. I don't get to see the hype. I just don't see the hype about it. I know people say Denzel Washington got Ruffalo Award and stuff like that, Oscar and that, but I just didn't see the hype when I watched it.
Well, I mean, it's a part of history that you don't get to see. I'm waiting for the Marcus Garvey film, to be fair.
I don't think they can do that film properly.
Yeah, but it's still the fact that he's the originator.
No,
Where's the attempt?
No, again, like,
yeah.
I don't think they can do a real slavery film. A real slavery film, like what they actually did to slaves. I don't think they can actually put.
No, I don't think. I want to know about, like, you know, like the fact that he had the Black Star Line, the Black Star Line, and how he was hanging out with Kwame Nkrumah, and he was there with Che Guevara, and Gaddafi was somewhere at the back. That's what I want to see.
The film I want to see is the Mansa Musa film. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's about gold. That's fine.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. And
the real Cleopatra film.
And the Yara Santowa film.
Okay, let the people know who that is.
So Yara Santowa, she's a real G. It said that she led 50,000 men. And I'm like, what woman can lead so many men? So it's an inspiration because you can't lead men through brute force. Do you know what I mean? She's an inspirational figure. I mean, in Harrow Road, and so I'm from Labatt Grove, so we have Carnival Village. Carnival Village is in the Tabernacle, so Tabernacle W10, and they've got a sister premises called Yara Santowa, right? And that's why I always remember that. We haven't done as much justice yet because it was it was rebuilt, and obviously they do carnival things in there. But Yara Santowa, people don't know enough about Yara Santowa. Yeah.
As a female, did your parents have the race talk with you?
My mum's like, a bit more. She's the softer St.lucian, so she's always like, my grandmother was white, and I'd be like, but that's got nothing to do with me. Just because of the way you're living, because people see this, they don't see how many generations back. Caribbean people, we have so many generations back. People just see like the present right now because everyone's in the UK is quite new to everyone, but the Caribbean, it's like, this is
big facts.
Yeah, our culture's been like that all the time. So it's so it's slightly different. Yeah, I mean, I had seen racism towards my mum, like direct racism when I was growing up.
Was it? Who talked to say the N-word?
Listen, they knocked on my mum's door. My neighbours called her a black bitch. Like, mate. Yeah. So, and they, they put stuff outside my mum's door and stuff like that.
Bananas.
Bananas. Try something when it's the colour when it goes off outside your door.
Black bananas.
Okay, if you want to call it that.
Serious?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, you know, but...
That was West London's like?
West London... Yeah, that's what crazy people are like. I mean, I don't know. I think people get disturbed by certain neighbours who don't understand how we got here all the time through like a number of decades, because it's still going on today. Like certain neighbourhoods where people just come to the country might be more racist towards us than the Europeans who've lived with us for like 40 years. Do you know what I mean?
I don't understand how though, because obviously like, we're everywhere. We contribute to this. Do you know how much things black people have
Do you know what jealousy is? It's not the fact that it's necessarily just racism, because I'm like, when you look at racism sometimes, it's not just this racism, it's actually a pinch of jealousy. People forget that also is part of it. And obviously you've got a lot of things that if you don't know until you know, you've got a lot of that, a lot of programming, a lot of like unconscious bias or the conscious or the it being programmed into people, obviously the TV programs and things like that, where you kind of see characters in a certain way, you never see a positive character. Because like I've done a lot of studying, it may sound like the way I'm talking, it might start to come out.
You keep going on, you drink up and talk, miss.
So like, you know, like the fact that I started working on doing some research of documentary with my friend, right? We're still due to kind of finish it. However, you know, you find that with black women, we have 1 or 2 roles on the screen, yeah? A white woman can have 7. She can be that seductress. She can be the woman with a gun. She can be Queen Victoria riding a lion outside the Buckingham Palace. It's like, okay, do you know what I mean? She can be there with the angel wings, you know, and these are images that are we call them ancient media because they're actual structures. So it's like in the wall, like they needed you to see this is how our possibilities are. Do you know what I mean? And so what I find is that we have to actually be aware that we can be a number of different roles.
Well, what's the roles that you're saying only black women can be though? Well,
they're like, you know, a black woman can only be like well, it's getting better, right? But she can be like a seductress. She can be like a hoe, because that's like in every... Do you know what I mean? She can be... Yeah, and those are the kind of 2 roles. I mean, we're getting a bit more... You know, you've got the lawyers things, which are a bit more like intelligent TV watching.
Superhero as well?
Superhero, exactly. We're getting there. So it's like... And it's opening everyone's mind. And this is why film is a good... I used to work at BAFTA, so it's great that things have really opened up, that people are aware that we are multifaceted and you can't just put us in one role all the time. But it also kind of...
But it's our fault as well, though. Because, again, we talked about this off air about Nollywood. Like, when was the last time you watched a Nollywood film on Netflix? Because I haven't watched it on Netflix, be honest with yourself. The last one I watched was on that South African film, Seductive, innit?
Okay.
The sexual thing,
okay, yeah.
But how many... we're not going to know premieres in Nollywood films, though. And there's no UK black films that are coming out, female ones.
There are 1 or 2. I mean, the thing is, there are 1 or 2. I think that, like, one of my good friends, Simone, she works for something called... Well, she runs her own charity about broadcasting called the TV Collectives. She's massive. She's huge. She encourages people and she gets people into, like, roles in places.
Shout out to Simone.
Yeah, shout out to Simone Pennant. She's got MBE, apparently. Yeah, she's, you know, but she's great. She's great. And it's like... No, I mean, like, so for like me working at BAFTA, I was like, I'm a musician, but I was like, okay, I need to make some money, but I studied music and media, and it was kind of like, well, this is good for me to understand more about film, seeing it, talking to people. And of course, you know, a lot of people live in a dreamland when you talk about all this film stuff. Hollywood is like, you know, what are you going to do? Light some candles and say abracadabra.
But there's some black girls, especially London girls, that are doing well in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, they are.
The Kayla girl, the girl that was in Woman King, Woman King. Yeah, there's a few. The Guyanese girl, Black Panther, Shuri. Guyanese, yeah. So there's a few out there.
Yeah, they are.
But I understand there should be way more though. 100% there should be way more.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is also, I think the issue is as well, is that people are still going to America. That's what the British, Europeans are saying. Why do you have to leave? It's like, well, maybe you want to...
What I would love to see, I always thought about doing, is seeing the Girlfriends, but a London version.
My friend loves that. She loves Girlfriends.
I would love to see a London version. 100% would love to see a London version.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
I think, there's a lot of crossover. I think the more people are going across the pond, the more people are kind of feeling like they can base a structure here, because it's like if you know this person, that person, then you're okay, because it's the verification process, not whatever's going on TV or Instagram, but it's actually verifying through other people who are members who, or whatever societies who have done their work and just want to do straight work and get it done, and you tick the boxes, cross the T's and whatever. So there's more open. I'm always like very optimistic about how things are kind of moving.
In terms of acting, do you see any like racism in terms of acting, in terms of you getting roles and stuff like that?
Racism in acting, roles. I mean, I think obviously there's more roles now.
Okay.
Because like during COVID, everyone like, okay, who do we know? Who's black? Okay, let's. That George Floyd thing. And there was like Moses opened the sea moment. It was like, ta-da! I was like, and I see a whole lot of people going and just cashing in. This is my check. I just saw a lot. I mean, it's still going on right now. So, I mean, 2020 was a giant reset, and it's just a question of how well the industry can kind of like facilitate what's at their fingertips.
Have you thought about doing your own thing then?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of got a couple of things. I write, do you know what I mean? I've kind of applied for a couple of things for writing and stuff like that. I've got a little short film that I made for my children in St. Lucia because I was bored and I need to do something. And my kids are so talented out there, and they need to be shown. And also, a place like in the Caribbean, not just St. Lucia, but as a whole, like, they have so many resources and time
and talent
mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm just trying, wherever I go, I try and get direction, help people directionally, like just be inspired by what I'm doing. So I'm doing that to inspire my children and inspire anyone else who want to do stuff back, because we've got Nollywood. We don't necessarily need Caribbean wood, but what we could do is sell the stuff to Nollywood.
No, 100%. Growing up, like one of my favorite films, one of the films that's still stuck in my head is Dancehall Queen. That would always be stuck in my head as a kid.
It's true. It's awesome. It was awesome, isn't it?
It was, 100%.
The soundtrack was better than Frozen. No children watching this time.
Beanie Man was in it. Lady Shaw was in it. Yeah. Even the actor when he went, "Where's Junior?" with his yellow hair and that. Yeah, I was scared. Dancehall Queen was also.
It was.
Yeah, so obviously, 100%. Again, and I just want to know for yourself, would you prefer singing or acting?
I can't even, to be honest, like. I produce music, right? So I can't choose in respect that on a spiritual level, you can't live without music. That's just facts.
Big facts, yeah.
Facts. But
does it hurt yourself how music's gone? Because I'm assuming you were the same age, innit?
Yeah.
And again, how these kids, what they talk about now compared to when we used to listen to, it's just craziness now. There's no I think there's just no substance.
Yeah, that's the word, substance. And I mean, did you hear? Like, I love reading all like the gossip about this artist. I read about like Doja Cat like yesterday.
Oh, that's wild. She's a wild. Yeah,
she's been wild, but I'm just like,
I can't entertain that.
I got fans who follow me, and I got one that cracks me up all the time. Like Carl, big up Carl. He cracks me up, right? And I'm like, it's like. People who make your day better, it's just like anyone. It's like you're saying hello to someone down the street.
Big facts.
Like, why would you not be like, oh, that's a good person? Like, why would you not say you don't like them? It's like you've lost touch with.
But she don't care because the money's gone to her again. She's got millions of fans. So if she just views one fan.
It's called entitlement.
Yeah.
It's entitlement, and if people need to soften that, I think, because we have to be softer. Because people talk about, oh, we're going to fight the world. Where's your softness? Because we can't fight wars with the same energy. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, but people need to grow and stuff like that. But it is definitely a lot of humbling that the younger people need. But it's people who put them in there, and it's kind of like there's a way of guiding people. Do you know what I mean? There's a consciousness that's around if you can find it. So it's hard. But
my thing is like, again, there's other artists out there. You don't need to just listen to her. I know she's a mainstream artist. I understand that, isn't it? But I just want to know, like, who are you listening? Apart from yourself, who are you listening to?
I like a bit of Alicia Keys.
Oh, 100% talent.
Yeah.
But she just makes you want to donate to charity though, but she's cool. Yeah. Very talented.
Yeah. She does make you want to do extra community work. I'm out here. But yeah, who else? I mean, to be honest, I changed my playlist. What I'm listening to sometimes. I listen to Chloe and Hailey.
Yeah. There's some to Beyonce. One was the Little Mermaid, isn't it?
Yeah. Like they got the Do It track. They got great sound. And it's clean music. I do like them. I like Burna Boy.
Okay.
I mean, when Burna Boy came out with his recent one, Top of the World,
Don't like it.
Well,
I don't like bait samples. I
mate,
don't like it.
I'm telling you, why try to beat a song that's 10 out of 10?
That's what's in the clip.
It's the song that's 10 out of 10.
Leave it
Leave
alone.
it
And it had bass on it. Why?
Why?
What's the other one?
Mace is in retire. You can't get this.
I even prefer the other one as well. The Tony Braxton one.
The Tony Braxton one, yeah.
I don't like bait samples. I don't
I
like
mean,
it.
yeah.
Man.
I mean, the
like
other
it.
one was okay, but you're doing it 2 summers in a row.
Yeah,
You're going too far. The nice ones are nice for you to appreciate that, but you've gone too far.
Yeah, I don't like it. Like,
no.
Rocks. The location tune was him and Dave. It was calm, innit?
Yeah, it's calm.
It was calm, innit?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But
I mean,
you see, I don't want to be like one of them old guys. Like, I don't want to be like my dad stuck in his age, like his time era. So I always listen to.
I think, in respects to Burna Boy, I'm sure he knows that the original's better. And what he's doing is he's still like representing and appreciating their music. Because I'm like, I have to go back and press play and give them, you know what I mean? Give them some plays. Like,
slow
amazing.
down, Brandy, you're killing them.
You know what I mean? I was there, like, so the video was hard. I'm like,
gosh.
people aren't even making videos like that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So.
That's what's missing as well, man.
Yeah,
like back in the days, like we had to watch the music videos. The music videos made the songs as well.
I mean, I feel like music, because people ask you to do so much to get basically almost nothing. It's like the creative part is, unless you've got a big label, like it's harder to be able to figure out how you need to create the image to be who you are and how you want to show how creative flows can actually work with the music, with the look, you know, and with your ideas.
So what the UK scene, you liking it then at the moment then or not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
We didn't really have one at a certain stage.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah. I love people getting paid. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
So it's the goals for the rest of the year then, man. We're halfway through.
Yeah, I know, right? So I've got another release. I've got the track Air I Breathe. I've got about 3 mixes to come out on that track. 3? There could be 4, but I'm gonna stay 3. I've got a mix. Click Productions got a mix. I've got Funky House Garage.
Trying to bring it back, yeah?
Yeah. Because it was originally written a while ago, and I'm like, nah, their version is just too hot just to be like, oh, I'm gonna put these ones on. I'm like, no, everyone can get the different. Cause my one's like a crossover Afrobeat house track, my version, and then Clicks is a garage, and then there's Funky House. Yeah. So there's actually 3 versions to that track, and I just want to kind of, because yes, I'm going to be doing that. I've just got to set up for the distributor in the next week, because I'm a bit late, but it is coming out, and then I've got some more stuff. But I am also actually in 2 minds of just not just dropping an EP, because I did a remix of another track, and I just did a track with you know Maitri, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I did a track with Maitri and Beanie G, and we're going to finish that mix out. So I got to talk to these guys, but I might, if we get all of our agreements fine, I might just drop an EP and just throw that in there to go with it, and then it's a bit more of a kind of EPs for like 3-4 tracks.
So I say when that comes to the station, like, are you happy being independent or do you want to be signed in?
I like money.
Not even being capitalist.
I like money, and I like rational people.
Okay.
So you know, I mean, I think the thing is, if you get a good contract, something that's not too like too long, until you understand how everyone works, and then you want to re-sign like a rolling contract. It's like, okay, if we're happy with what's coming in, what's going forth, then sure. You know, because that's kind of like what I would want to manifest into my life. It's like a good contract where it's like, okay, we start off like, you know, just kind of dipping our foot in the water, seeing if we like it, and if we do, then we're like, okay, great, where are the improvements, and we're open, like, you know, being open to kind of make things better in a contract. Because when you work with people who actually are efficient, if that's what you want, then you reach your targets. Because that's what you want to do. You reach your targets. You want to talk to people who know how to reach targets, who understand that, and you have like more minds together. And I think a contract within professionals, I don't know where. Do you know what I mean? Not saying, the biggest label is the one that's got the most common sense, the most compos mentis, you know. It has to. And it feels good.
I hear the word gatekeepers a lot. Is
Yeah.
that something that you've experienced then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't call themselves gatekeepers. They might just say they might have had too many drinks and forgot, or took some other drugs and forgot about you. Or I don't know. Well, they might not say that part, but that's the part.
Do
you know what I mean? Or the part where like, oh, I thought maybe if I touched your leg and maybe you think, it's like, I when I think about it, I'm like, I've probably been hit on, right? In a way that is psychological, but I'm like, I'm just going to send you the music. Do you know?
Big facts. I hear that.
So it just goes straight over your head because it's like, and it gets to, it's like, it's okay. I studied music and and it has taken me to a lot of places, like, and it still is, still will be, I just appreciate sound as I get older.
Have you heard the term industry plant before?
Ooh, I vaguely have. Please further explain again.
It's like when they select a certain individual in a certain genre and they put that person on a pedestal and blow that person up, even as the most non-talented person there is.
Okay, yeah, there's a few of those.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you...
But yeah, I mean... I don't know. I mean, I just feel like a lot of people, I think there's racism in the music industry just like film, it's just that you wouldn't see it on the screen.
But what I'm confused about, how can there be racism in a scene that we created?
Well, I mean, Michael Jackson got robbed because he did create Sony.
Big facts.
So that might have been a bit of racism. I don't know.
He got it lit back a little bit.
Yeah, he did, but he can no longer tell us that story. So, overworked, underpaid, or just overworked and just underpaid, like, with health and wealth,
Prince's example as well.
Prince, yeah, exactly. Like these guys, because those types of artists appreciate their fans. Let's flip that.
Big facts.
Because that's why they were in that position, because they're home to their word.
You have to understand, back then, like, we had to go to actual shops, wait in line overnight and that. 2 days before the release date.
Oh, yeah.
Mike used to jump on stage and not say nothing, not even move. People were fainting, crying. Guy in the hospital, he didn't even move. The monkey was doing more movements than him.
Exactly. They weren't just trying to rush each other, just fainted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful time, to be fair, because it's the appreciation of how music moves you. But, right, my kids, they're so young, right? I'm teaching some kids at the moment. It's like, I was like, okay, so they want to sing some Baby Come Down or something. Like, okay, but we need a song that's for everyone, where we're going to help improve the world. And the little girl's like, heal the world.
Hey!
Make it out, right? And I was like, oh, these children. And, and it's like, these songs move through, like, generations. That's real timeless music. Like,
I hate to say it, but I Believe I Can Fly as well.
Oh yeah, I know. I agree with you, bro. I can't even deny that. I can't deny some inspirational. I mean, the thing is, right? As I get older, I just find that men. There's two sides, and not even men and women. There's two sides to people. There's your sexuality, which is really none of my business. Yeah, unless you're doing something to some children. Yeah, none of my business.
Pause. So this whole LGBT movement, rainbow flag, you don't care about that, or?
I mean,
the Sam Smith nonsense and that, you don't care about that.
What's wrong? What's up with Sam Smith?
What are you doing? Wildest on stage,
Yeah, do you know? I've seen it. To be honest, I've seen him, and he didn't smell good.
Yes, he's musty. Yes.
Yes. This was out on the streets. Yeah, I weren't in no club. I was out on the streets.
Our enemy's over.
So I'm going to pass on that part. I gave you enough on that.
Whoa, we need some context to this. Where was this?
I was like in Central. I was in Central, and I think it was by like a record label, right? So he must have been going into a record label. He's slightly tall, but he just was like wearing a black t-shirt, quite baggied out, and was on his phone. And I kind of walked past, and I thought,
yes. I know that. It's no bother 2 days.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, these are, I'll kind of hold it down, but I'm just like, I'll go to the gym. I have a steaming sauna, like, yeah. So I mean, you're quite right. There's a lot. I mean, what I do find, to be fair, and I do always find that it's taken a lot for black people of the Commonwealth to come to where we are. And it's like they're new to the show. They're new to the
Yeah,
party.
I had to unlearn
and their
it.
rights have moved. So I'm not saying they don't have any. It's just the fact that, and it's just the fact that it's so quick and it's taken us. It's not saying they're not allowed to have any. It's just more like, with there's a lot of work. I mean, we have not had reparations. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of work to be done.
And then the ones get done quick, like, raw. You can't pronounce me as this certain name.
You're cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is our flag now. This is our letters now.
You know what?
This is our month now.
You know
How
what?
they get a month so quick?
Right?
A month, they got a month quick.
There was no Black History Month when I was growing up,
They
yeah?
got a month that quick.
Yeah, they got.
Hey.
Yeah, and I'm just like, because I have no problems with, like, my mum had a friend, right, and he was gay when I was growing up, right?
You can tell.
Huh?
You can tell.
He used to get beat up.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. My mum, like, he used to knock on the door, right? And my mum used to let him in, right? Like, every now and again. But this is...
Yeah, that was the 90s, yeah.
So
Yeah,
and it was like, that's my mum's friend. He never did that. And he was always lovely to me. So that's why I always say, like, it's really... Because if you're nice to me, I got no problem with you.
Facts,
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like... I do get it because they were chased down the streets. But they were.
The 90s was wild time.
Yeah.
It was wild time.
And I just... So I completely feel for, like, that whole sector. But definitely it's a thing that... Because obviously, like, back home and stuff like that, they always try and say, oh, you people want to kill the gay people. They always go on like they're this big store. There really isn't. People know and they're like, yeah, they're just down the road. They're just one or two. When you talk to people back home, they're just like, there's one or two.
The fire,
Because the thing is, Black people make tunes, yeah. It's not saying that we're going to go do that because we're crazy like that. We just like to burn a fire sometimes.
It's just music.
It's just music. We just go a bit like, we're just showing you the passion. We're not going to...
But we do the music and we let you take some of our music as well and steal
Yeah.
our music and make the money for the music and you don't give us back to the money back to us.
Yeah, I think the whole streaming thing, they got that whole acting strike and the writer's strike on right now.
Thing, the Hollywood.
Yeah. Because some of SAG-AFTRA, because that's the Hollywood, that's their whole foundation. They get paid, man. Equity is a joke over here. It's a joke.
Just want to ask you, what's your situation about the whole AI situation?
AI, I think, I mean, like certain things, you just can't stop them. So it's within reason that you've got to talk yourself into like a fizzy, because it's just not going to happen. You can't say, oh, well, I don't deaf to AI. It's like, well, it's not really going to happen. However, I will always say that man is smarter than a computer.
I don't know.
I will say that because my DNA is older.
I hear that, but we sleep, they don't. We run out of energy, they don't.
Well, I
We
tell
have
you,
intercourse, they don't.
No, if we run out of energy and those poor children in Congo, stop doing the cobalt, they will run out of energy.
Facts.
Yeah, facts. So we're always the runners, we're always the burners, we're always the batteries.
That's the film I want to see as well, Ivan. We spoke about this guy, the Belgian guy, Leopold. Do you know who he is?
Oh, he slaughtered us, bro.
Yeah, that's
he slaughtered us.
Forget Hitler. They should do a film about that guy there. Yeah. That's what I want to see.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see them real stories there, man.
And then where was he? Where was he from again?
Belgium.
Yeah, that's
right. He slaughtered Congo. Slaughtered them.
Yeah. Do you remember Margaret Thatcher's son kept trying to go into Congo when she was in power? Like, it was like, what's going on? And now you see Tesla.
Yeah. Apparently, was it Elon Musk? His dad made money. His dad was rich from the apartheid. That's the apartheid money. That's what I heard.
Listen, I've never bigged that. Right, I'm not part of the boys' club. I've always been very I've always been very skeptical about Mr. Elon Musk.
Are you big on reading?
Huh?
Are you big on reading books and that?
I like factual historical books.
I just want you to say that some books are for us people to read, isn't it? That's why I just wanted to know.
Okay. So Blackamoors. The Blackamoors in Tudor Time by Oyenka. Yeah, I got that a while ago. Blackamoors in Tudor Time. That's a good book. Also, I suppose. Dr. Sandra Richards, a good friend of mine. She's got a book about psychology and parenthood. And I suppose I met Dr. Umar Johnson.
Gosh, my guy.
I had met him. We had done an event in...
Your name's Jermaine, that's why I like him as well.
Yeah, he's cool. he's calm, he's a calm guy.
Funny.
He's a calm... Funny. And he is a normal guy. I think that a lot of people...
Funny.
anticipated him doing like more in a quicker speed and stuff like that. But he, you know, for me as I get old, I always say like man is man. It's not saying such and such.
Some of his rhetoric's a bit wild.
Yeah.
But I understand where he's coming from, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he like you know, in every culture you have to have an extreme. Like Europeans, their extreme is Nigel Farage in this UK. Okay. Not necessarily in the most extreme, maybe. But the more I look at Nigel Farage, I'm like because my friend, I can't even pronounce his name right now, but he had done like a Instagram thing, and it was from another interview that Nigel Farage did about a week ago with the Black Brother, like saying about the Black Holocaust, about the enslavement, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, Nigel Farage is like, oh, but the UK saved us, and it's like, well, you know, we already know. We read the books. We've done our history. Not even necessarily we read our books. We spoke to our families. We spoke to the other people who were present, and that's not how it happened.
Big facts.
So you know, but I, you know, because I have European friends as well, and the way that our minds work are separate, but all want unity. Yeah. So, and I'm like, okay, my friend's telling me about Nigel Farage. You have to have an open mind. And the way I think about him at this present moment, I'm like, well, who else is bringing black people on to talk about our stuff? Because that's the devil's advocate. You know, when you sit...
Piers Morgan a little bit.
A little bit, but, you know, he's there stalking Meghan and...
Yeah, that's what's my thing is, forget that, man. Let's create our own media, man. Like, let's have our own people in it. Let's push our people in
we have to. Yeah, we have to. And I mean, we all are. Do you know what I mean? And I do think that... yeah, because Piers Morgan, do you know what? I've seen him because he's not far from where I live, and I just like this dude. Yeah, he's like the local gossip, because you know he lived around the corner from Harry and Meghan. Imagine you're in the ends, yeah, and this dude's just writing about your relationship. Like,
I can't entertain. He's an Arsenal fan as well, so that's why I can't even entertain him as well.
Yeah. Right,
but I can't entertain. But I don't understand what you mean. Like a guy that bullies a girl, especially a black girl, I just can't rate. I can't rate.
I mean, the thing is, they literally live around the corner from each other.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm like, how can you rate? I'm just like, what type of low life is like? Because when you come from a proper area, people, man, them will want to come and attack you, bro. Like, so I don't understand what the paper's rhetoric is like. This is actually normal behavior. If someone's like at him at my girlfriend and you live around the corner, what am I just supposed to be like? Oh, all right, Pierce, as I walk past him and like round the corner, like 500 yards from my house, like. It doesn't make sense.
Let's talk about the Meghan situation, because we're black people, so I only like to talk about certain things around black people, innit?
Yeah.
The Meghan thing, yeah, she knew it was coming. I think to a certain extent she knew this was coming. She knew this, and she milked it to a certain extent.
Her mum knew it was coming.
She milked it to a certain extent.
Yeah, but
to a certain extent, she did milk it.
But the thing is, Americans, I love the braveness of the freedom. Was it what they call it? The home of the brave.
Yeah. The land of the free, innit?
The land of the free and the home of the brave.
I can never live in America.
No.
I could visit, but not live. No.
Yeah, no. I don't think the air is very good. Or the water.
Not even the air, but...
Mate, like the Caribbean's over there. It's like, what happened over here? Why is the grass dry? Where's the water? Why are these giant birds just here? Why do you have alligators?
So, quick question: as a black female, are you happy in the UK then?
I'm happy in the UK. I'm happy that I can travel. COVID's over. I'm not vaccinated. I didn't buy any fake papers. I'm happy I can travel.
As a black female, like,
yeah,
who was your role model looking up to? Because again, we had black guys. We had like Lympha Christie. We had Mark Morrison.
That's not good, bro. That's not good, bro.
Hey, Return of the Mac still plays right now, man.
I got stories about Mark, not that. I'm like, yeah, okay, because he spent time in West London. It's like, but he's a good guy though. Don't get me wrong. But everyone's allowed to have learning curves. Everyone's allowed to have, what do you call it, growing pains.
Yeah. Oh, again, I'm Guyanese, so obviously Desmond was a forefront for us, isn't it? Yeah, Desmond. Remember the TV show Desmond?
Yeah, I actually did. His full name was oh gosh, watch me forget. I actually did a competition for some kind of a thing on BBC a couple of years ago.
And then we had Trevor McDonald doing the news as well at night time.
I've seen Trevor, Sir Trevor.
So my apologies.
He's Trinidadian, that dude.
Yeah. So I just want to know, as a black female, who was there for you to look up to then?
In the UK, Floella Benjamin.
Who is that again? My apologies, Auntie.
Playhouse.
Who?
Floella. You know, I think there was Floella when you was young, and then was it? Who was it? Nana Cherry. Actually, yeah, when I was growing up, Nana Cherry lived around not far from where I was.
Who's that?
Nana Cherry.
Who's that? If you don't mind me asking. Ivan, do you know who she is? Yeah. Who? From where?
What one with you, bro?
From where? What TV show was she on?
Just a second, 7 seconds away. Just as long as I stay. Buffalo. What's the Buffalo Soldier?
Buffalo Stance. I can't even imitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
I know Cleopatra.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Cleopatra.
So and then we have Mel and Kim.
Who?
Mel and Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is?
Orange Soldier.
Yeah. Say. Yeah, so we have Mel and Kim. Take or leave me, baby, please believe me.
That sounds familiar.
Never gonna be respectable. Yeah, and then Stella's got a groove back. Why can't I remember her name? Because she was nominated the other day in Black Panther. Angela Bassett, yeah, it was a big one.
But she's not UK though.
Yeah, but what black UK people were there?
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, but guys, we had examples though.
Yeah, but Desmond's wife in Desmond, she was great. Shirley.
Oh yeah, Shirley.
She was great.
Yeah.
She
My
was.
bad. Yeah, apologies.
She
Cool,
was.
cool,
And
cool,
the daughter. I did respect the
cool.
daughter.
Yeah,
was cool.
cool.
As well.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But again, there was more guys than females, isn't it? And
Well, yeah.
and I can't remember.
100%.
Yeah, and then I don't think my dad had the race talk with my sister. I don't think he did, and I can't remember any proper black woman in TV like that. UK.
No, I mean, Sunita was nice, but she, you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
She was nice, but just not as powerful as I'd like to see. But she was nice, you know. But no, there wasn't. I mean. Yeah, you look to America, really. America was, you know, America, Jamaica, because they're bad, isn't it?
Culture, yeah.
Yeah, culture. So, yeah, you don't really watch. I mean, for everyone in the UK knows that we've always been like 20 years behind.
Big facts.
You know, so.
Do you ever think we see a black prime minister or black male? No.
Not for another 20 years.
Is it, yeah?
15. Because, Kwasanga, who was sleeping with, what's her name? Before she got in power? You know the one who just dropped all of our money the other day?
Who?
Liz Truss.
Oh,
well, you can't trust her.
She killed the Queen.
Yeah, that one. You know, her and Kwasanga were in the paper. They had done. They're in the whips. In the whips, innit? Like they had you know, sexual relations.
Oh, you put this on? I didn't notice. You know.
Yeah. It was in the. So you know, they had like the whips list, which is basically whatever European standard. I mean, but you're on the list of like you've done something, and we have acknowledged that you've done something that is not what we'd like in the House of Parliament, and you have a whip or whatever, you have a slash against your name, but we're aware. So yeah, they did, yeah. So, they had a thing.
Are you big into politics then?
Yeah, I'm into politics, but I'm more into politics like community politics, like social politics. Like, because I was a founding member of a black organisation in Ladbroke Grove. We really didn't have anything at a certain stage.
Yeah, say it. What is it?
I say this grudgingly. One Voice organisation. We have a space on Portobello Road, but I don't work with them anymore because a lot of disagreements in direction of
money. Like the Black Lives Matter.
Is that what you're trying to say to me?
It's like the Black Lives Matter.
It was money, yeah.
It's like this is why we can't move on.
Because it's a thing like, but do you know what? Black Lives Matter. I don't know how deep and how many crevices that they had in there. But from I was like, bruv, why do you also need to try to make yourself sound better by telling lies or making other people look bad when it's all on you? You're also a man. Give yourself a pinch. Just give yourself a minute to realise that you're moving mad.
Who was stealing funds?
Okay.
Yes. There's always one stealing funds. Always. Your own people.
The chair, you know. So yeah, and that, you know. But the thing is, like the money. It's the fact. It's you. Politically, you can't say someone's stealing. It's like we do not know. We do not know where the money went. There was no receipts, and when we were asked, there was no answers. So we had to leave.
But Uncle got a new Bentley next week, and that, yeah.
I don't know about Bentley, but you know when people got a lot going on family wise, you're like, oh. Okay, so your family is okay, but our family just have to look around like, sorry, mate. Like, you know, and that is it. You know, it's like everyone thinks in the community. Sometimes people think their family's greater than others. It's like
big facts.
That's not how we work. And also, if you have faith in the Almighty, because I think a lot of people they're diverting into this, that, and whatever. Oh, I'm Rasta, I'm vegan, I'm this, I'm Buddhist. It's like, bruv. we need to be looking after everyone equally. It's equal. It's equal. It's like if that happened to someone else, you wouldn't want it. You have to constantly be back and forth with yourself if you have a conscience. Do you know what I mean? Because there's things where people might say, "Oh," and you run over there, and you have to remember to come back to center.
Big fact.
You know, and it's people get lost, man.
Well, my dad said back in the days what they used to do is like, bro, him and his boy or him and his uncle, him and his cousins, like they would get one house. Everyone should get that one house, chill in that house, save up. Get another house.
Yeah.
And some of them go to that house.
Yeah.
Save up again, get another house, and just flip. Where did we get lost as people in the source?
I think what happened, I'm going to say, 'cause I said this the other day, we shared our information too much because, to be fair, Indian people have done it very well.
Big facts.
And I was told the other day that we were the ones who showed them about sharing. And I was told the other day we were the ones who showed them about sharing homes. And then now we're just... I don't know what happened to us.
Because I remember my uncle had a corner shop.
Yeah.
He had a corner shop. Now all the corner shops are theirs.
Yeah, I mean, the corruption amongst us is I don't know. It's like I think maybe some people think they're what do you call that one, psychic, without actually any proof in the pudding.
Big facts.
And it gets a bit like there's too many without any actual verifications on you being the next prophet.
And last question before we go on break. Do you think we need another Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, a leader?
I don't know. When Tina Turner passed the other day, I was like, I actually made me think, we don't need another hero. We just need to find our way home. That's the lyrics.
Where's home though?
Home is where the heart is, man. Home is where good things can grow.
Babylon.
No. I mean, you know, the thing is, right, as we're quickly wrapping up, but, you know, going back to Africa and the Caribbean and places where things grow, because that is where the home is, where things grow, right? Like, all of this environmental stuff, mate, they moved us on from us looking after the world, like, this is our tectonic plates, this is our thing, this is what we knew when the ships are passing, when the planets are moving, when the air's changing, when the moon's changed 10 times, or the Pluto's gone around 20. This is when this has changed. There were people who passed on this knowledge, and it's still in people's DNA and things like that. But at the end of the day, like, there's so much knowledge that we've not tapped into. Instead, we're just kind of, just facilitating people's violence. Because I'm just like, war is actually the polluter. My whole thing is, we're not really the polluters. It's the people who go and get the guns, the big war weapons, and just shooting up people for oil.
That's why I still fund Lidl and Tesco's and Asda, because there's no black supermarkets.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I just think that we were basically see the thing with Brexit, yeah? I disagree with Brexit because we were turned over for the EU. They turned us over. Instead of them doing deals with us, they said, oh, well, Britain's got too many eggs. So they made sure that the deal we did with the EU was vast. Yeah, because they didn't do any deals with us. They dashed us away. Like, we're like the last generation of the Commonwealth, you know that, right? Like, so they dashed us away. Like, so, like, literally, there's not. The reason we don't have stuff is because we have no foundation. When the time for our foundation was to be flourishing, they flourished it with the Europeans they were fighting against to get our stuff, and just turned up their backs and said, like, here's some corn.
But start with your social media. Where can we find you at, man?
So yeah, my social media is Rosebud Music. So Rosebud with 2 Ds, and that's my social media right now. I used to be known as Rose Cartel. I still use it as production. That's how I managed to get so far. To be a bit gangster, but but it's more about trying to grow.
Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne and conversation, banter before bed. Here we go. Jeez.
UK. Simply good music.
I thought you were my friend, but you won't catch me again. Nah.
Yo, what's going on, people? We're back right now. Yeah, Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne conversation, banter before bed. Yo, I'm tipsy right now. This girl's got me so tipsy right here. But yeah, we got Rosebud here. As you know, it's called Tipsy Talk.
Yes.
So we need a drunk story from you, isn't it?
A drunk story.
If you ain't got a drunk story, we need a high story from you.
Do you know what? My old neighbour Keisha, we spent a number of years, like, yeah, I don't really drink, but she likes a bit of a drink, right? I'm more of a smoker.
Mhm.
But I have had some fun with her. Me and her have up and down times, like, through our lives because, like, family, do you know what I mean? And you always want better for people, so sometimes you have to have space because you're always, you know, about everyone getting to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
But, so what was it? I think what a good drunk story was like we were, you know, them tandem bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that bike got to Kensington High Street, but we made that guy cycle us up the hill. We didn't pay him. In fact, no, another
What, you
time,
ran up?
we're both pretty. I don't know. I don't know.
We used to jump cabs and you just jumped.
He liked, I don't know. I think dude just liked us. I think one time, yeah, the cab driver tried to get funny with her, right? And her other mate was looking left and right. It's like, yeah, she was being a bit brashy, but man tried to push her. And I was like, I had to take the flies, like, don't hit her. And then we got out of the car. Her leg was on the car. She was like, she's taller than me, bruv. She was like, yeah. So me and Keisha, we've had some actually funny times. We have had some funny times. Drunk, yeah. I don't know. You know what? If I'm drunk, I'm walking fast and going home.
Is it?
Carnival, mate. I need to find a toilet and I'm gonna pass out.
What's your carnival etiquette?
My carnival, water, Ray, probably some Ray and Coke, and maybe a cocktail.
Coca-Cola has to be.
Coca-Cola. Yeah, we don't do any of those other those Class A's. We don't do that around here.
We've got listeners out there who might think, okay, she's.
We can't be conscious
The disco dust.
to be using all of that type of paraphernalia. Those narcotics are not going to keep us on the mission. From what I can see, a lot of people on those things are like, they got their blinkers on so much they can't see the other bits. They're like, oh, we don't need that. It's fine. You're looking around like, yo, like some Coca-Cola, Ray and Nephews, maybe like a cocktail, and some tobacco with some other bud materials.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of dance with someone at carnival.
With what?
Dancing with someone.
You actually have to be like a dancer. I don't like that grab up, scrub up kind of thing. I'm not really for. I don't really, you know, people. If you touch me, it have to be like ballroom or something.
What?
But you can do street dance with it, but you can't be like.
Like salsa.
Salsa's okay. Yeah, like salsa.
At carnival.
You know what salsa in a carnival? Actually, there is a quarter, Golden Road, big up. For the Latinos, yeah, big yeah, no.
So
do you know what? I actually, when I was younger, right, and I went out. What was the club? Up in Central, yeah. And I remember when Kevin Little's track was out.
What? Tell me on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that one.
Hug me, kiss me.
Yeah. Was in the party, and then they change your mind. And you know, like, you know, the dance move. I was dancing for one dude. 1 minute, the guy tried to kiss me. I was like, where? We're not in the music video. and it wasn't a scrub. It was literally like, okay, you could salsa fast and rap.
White guy.
Black guy, bro.
Okay,
Man thought he was Kevin Little. Yeah, he thought he was Kevin Little. He looked a little bit like, he was like, bro, I'm not into Kevin, sorry.
Alright, cool. So you're in Tipsy Talk right now, yeah? So who's your celebrity crush then?
Ooh, I mean, celebrity crush. Because I met so many celebrities, I can't necessarily have a celebrity crush in respects. Crush. Yeah, I don't think I can actually have one. I don't know. A celebrity crush. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've been to a lot of places. Leonardo DiCaprio has looked me straight in my eye, and I was like, "Look at me, yeah." So I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a celebrity crush.
And growing up, did you have a celebrity crush growing up?
Oh, when I was growing up, there was a lot of white boys on TV, innit? So I'd always be like, no, I don't fancy that one from New Kids on the Block. I'd always be like, I don't fancy him, but he was cute. But I never know.
If Dr. Umar was here, man.
I was like, no, I mean, I don't know, growing up, yeah, Crisscross, innit?
Okay.
Crisscross.
That's the first song I liked.
Yeah,
My first ever rap song I ever liked,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Crisscross.
It's the Miggy 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 Mac, daddy. It's the Miggy 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 Mac.
Just to make you
jump.
Daddy make you jump, yeah.
Daddy
So
makes you J-U-M-P.
yeah, and then you had like, was it New Edition? I mean, yeah. But yeah, Crisscross was kind of age. Like, yeah, Crisscross were the first, yeah. Yeah, and then after that, I used to like Lorenz Tate. I'll give you that.
Okay.
From Menace to
Growing
Society.
up, I had loads, man. Like, remember Saved by the Bell, Lisa?
Yeah, she's pretty, innit?
Yeah, I used to like Lisa. But look at her now, no. Not now, but...
Yeah, life is tough. I mean, because Will Smith and Carlton, they were funny dudes, and you still like not fanciful. Like, I'm like, if anything, I actually think that the guy who played Carlton was more handsome because his face wasn't as funny. But even though he was short and he was Carlton, like, I'm not saying I fancy Carlton, but it was like he just seemed a bit smoother.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Uncle Phil for a minute, you know.
No.
You look like Hillary a little bit as well.
Huh? I look like Hillary. Okay, go on, Hillary.
You look like Hillary as well.
Yeah.
You say you lot met celebrities. Is anyone starstruck to you?
I was starstruck. Do you know what? I think that I really like Dustin Hoffman. He was really nice because, like, he was
Rain
like,
Man.
yeah. He was going on the stage doing his 70-year lifetime achievement, like a little BAFTA, like small event for them in the theatre and stuff. And he's like, "Can I big up anyone? Can I big up your mom?" I'm like, "She'd love that." So I just love that. I love the fact he's like, "Can I big up your mom?" Do you know what I mean? That was really nice. Is it Jeff Goldberg? Do you know the guy from The Fly?
Jeff Goldberg.
It's not Jeff Goldberg.
Fred Flintstone.
You know the guy from The Fly? Yeah, was he in that as well?
Yeah, Fred.
And he was in Jurassic Park.
The scientist. I knew about. I knew about. The smart guy. Yeah, I knew about.
Yeah, him and
he was in 4 Ragnarok.
Yeah, and he would have been because the director and him are good friends. Who's Rita Ora's husband, and they had a night at BAFTA. Both of them were on stage. They're hilarious, tall guys, very, very down to, very likable, very presentable, very. I wouldn't say eccentric. I would just say like. They were allowed to be entertainers. Like, they talk and it's like they know they're engaging with you and they enjoy that. And it's not like, they enjoy engaging with people.
I get a lot of people tell me that you shouldn't meet heroes. Is that true?
I don't know. I mean, heroes. I don't know. I think it depends on what you think that someone is supposed to be at whatever stage they are in their life.
Because you might put someone on a pedestal, but when you really meet them, you think like, this is the guy you surfing. This person here.
I suppose so. I suppose it kind of, when you humanize people, it kind of makes you look in the world of where you are. But no, I don't think so. I think as long as you kind of realize that we're all human, so you're not like, they're not who I thought they were. Well, they are. It's just that you didn't realize they were human as well, but they're human now. And I think people who obviously, because like back in the day when they had those celebrities, no one knew who they were. It wasn't about telling people who they were.
Social media as well.
Yeah, no social media. It wasn't about all of that. So, and it's obviously hard to. They got this new psychological way people using it, imposter syndrome. So probably like a lot of celebrities back in the day had to have an imposter syndrome, right? So I think, no, not so much. I just think probably not so much. I just think that as long as people... Actually, there was someone who I didn't actually like, actually. I didn't necessarily like them in the beginning, but I did, one of the Spice Girls. It wasn't Posh or the black one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I already know who it is.
Yeah.
Jerry.
So, yeah.
Yes, I'll do it. That's why she left. She thought she was bigger than the group.
I was literally like... She came in, I was like, my sister really likes you. And she's like... Just look down, thinking my sister's older, she's got a learning disability, you don't even understand the fact that she appreciates someone like you. And I just thought, I don't like, you make my stomach turn. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's why she ruined the group as well.
Yeah, well, she ruined it because she just thinks she's over entitled.
Yeah, and she flopped.
So yeah, do you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It must be something about the gingers, in it.
Of
Is there anyone in the audience who can speak up for extra fierceness in
Ed
that
Sheeran's
breed?
cool, man.
Who?
Ed Sheeran's cool.
Yeah. Of course but he's a guy. I mean, ginger guys are not too bad. I like Harry. Do you know what I'm saying?
Harry who?
Prince Harry.
Yeah. But he knows, though, innit? Harry knows that they give to his
but
mum,
then,
though.
do you know what? I had a little boy. Listen, when I was like the only black girl in my school, David, he was ginger. My guy fancied him. I used to kick that guy all the time.
Is it?
In the balls. I hope he's okay.
So you like Caucasian guys then?
No, when I didn't know. I kicked him in.
No, but I'm saying that's what girls do. If they don't like you, they show aggression to you, or they tease you.
It's interesting. I'm watching these children, right, as I'm teaching, right. I'm so into star signs. I'm like,
You do star signs.
I'm into stars. Yeah.
What star sign are you? If you don't mind asking?
I'm on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius.
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay.
What Capricorns then, guys?
What? When's your birthday?
2 days after Christmas.
Oh, okay. So you're proper Capricorn.
Yeah.
You guys you're good believers. You are very passionate in belief in other people.
Mm.
Yeah, I do believe that. Like, especially, I think very something is like good for like Scorpios. You guys are good, but you're a good belief system. You can be a bit miserable.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I got my other mate. He's like Capricorn, Saggy. Because his Saggy side, I mean, I could take the mickey out. I don't know, but I do take the mickey out of him because he's just like, everything's so bad, Rose. I'm like, oh, you're just so fucking miserable. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
But it's not like in a bad way. It's just like you guys could be realistic to a level where it's like, yeah, it's realistic, but get happy in it as well.
Do we match though? Or we don't match?
No, I don't know about romantic wise. I
Oh,
think
no,
but friend wise, yeah.
Oh,
friend
okay,
wise,
okay, that's
awesome,
right, yeah, that's right, yeah.
awesome. I like a Capricorn.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I like a Capricorn.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm on the cusp. So like, yeah. I'm. But apparently my cusp is called the cusp of revolution.
Do you have an ego?
I think everyone has an ego. You use the ego to survive. It's how you use your ego. Is the question is if it's justified to use it in those terms, right? Like it's all there. Your ego is there to help you to get to the journey that was bestowed onto you, right? Because that is what can get you into a club for free or not, innit? Like if you're at the door and your mates are like, they got in and they're like, can you blag it too? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but we all have one. It's just how you use it. It's just how you utilize it. It's like as the word for last month has been entitlement. It's whether you act entitled with your ego, if you know how and when to use it.
What makes you internally happy?
Food.
Okay.
No, food. After exercise, steam sauna.
Like sweating.
Well, in steam sauna, I like to use a scrub, bit lemon, water. Throw the water over my face.
Okay.
But it does give you positive endorphins. Do you know? And I've been jogging for a number of years. But I think music. I think, to be honest, the idea of life is like a whole thing. But then you have the other side because not every day is great, right? Everyone has it. Not every day is great.
Big facts.
But I'm like, I do kind of get off on the fact like, God, wow. You really chose me to do all this service. Last week I was like, so I've been chosen to do service. Okay. Because when you know that it's one of the best things I think everyone would agree when you know you're doing a job well, right? You're doing your job good and you feel great when you come out of work. You may not have the wealth, but you feel great. Yeah? Some people have the wealth, they feel great as well. And so you do question like, where's mine? But you feel great. Yeah, and the question, and for me, I feel good because I know that my service, I've been called to do service, and I've learned I learn things all the time, and I appreciate that. I know that's actually a gift to appreciate that, and know that I've been taught that we'll give you what you need to live here for as long as we need to. Faith, the faith game.
Am I gay if I watch the Barbie movie by myself?
Cinema or at home?
Cinema.
Is it for research or?
I'm just going to watch the Barbie movie by myself.
I got no idea. I wouldn't like to comment. Free ticket or you paying?
face hit me. Are you going to watch the movie?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah.
You dress up in pink and watch it.
I like pink. I may try and find something pink. I don't know.
I'm surprised because obviously, like, you're revolutionist, and obviously Barbie, there was no like representation for someone of your minority, is it? I think they brought a Cindy out or a black version. I can't remember too much in
True,
it.
Cindy might have had a little darker people.
Yeah. But I was just curious if you're actually gonna go support it, innit?
I don't know. I mean, it's made a lot of money in the box office. I mean, the thing is, as like a person who's, know a lot of people in film, and you've got to have these conversations. There's a film you have to watch because it's made the biggest box office this year. So it's something that you have to kind of know about. So yeah, I will see it. Obviously, there's going to be some female empowerment in there. There's going to be something in there. Yeah, I mean, it's a female movie. I mean, within reason about colour and stuff like that, I'm like, the female movement is still something that we all have to kind of realise what is going on.
Big facts.
Yeah, so, yeah, watch it.
Do you have any bad habits?
Smoking?
It's more relaxer, but...
Bad habits. Chocolate?
White or black?
Well, obviously, dark chocolate, milk chocolate.
Okay.
With almonds, with nuts preferably.
What about men? What's your type of guys? What do you like in men? Because again, a lot of guys gonna see like, raw, is she single or not? So we have to get it. I'm trying to get this out of the way, isn't it?
So I think men have to be established in their goals.
Okay.
That's because I'm establishing mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to compete. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm not trying to get a guy to be like, oh, don't worry, babes, I can help you, and you've got no idea what I'm doing. It's just never going to work.
Big facts.
Yeah, it's never going to work. Kind of maybe seeing someone. But yeah, they got to have their own, their own goal. Yeah, they got to have their own goals, and you do want people, you want compliment. You want someone to compliment what you're doing, I think, for me, like, more compliment what I'm doing. Don't need to do everything I'm doing, just have an idea so they're not too jealous, or I don't know. There's a lot of things that men can do.
Leading up to the Tipsy Talk topic today, yeah? Cool. For the Tipsy Talk topic today, yeah? When dealing with someone, is the good morning and good night messages important to you?
Is that like the honeymoon period? I've heard these types of things. I think part of that is like a trust game.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. Hello, good. So like saying good morning and good night is like, okay. At the same time, you don't know if they're alone or not in the morning and at the night. That's also, you could read into that if you want to. Yeah. Right. Obviously, like anyone, though, you should be praying for people. That's the way I see. In this type of era where we are, you should be wishing good thoughts for people in the morning and at night. However, I think a lot of relationships need prayer. You need to be praying for each other. There's a lot of people say, "Oh, you do these things online. You're praying for him, and you're not praying for yourself, girl. You need to save those prayers." It's like, listen, man, prayers are prayers, isn't it? Like, just make sure you're praying for yourself. But if you feel to pray for someone, that's what we're here to do. You go to church, you see your whole. If you go to church, I don't go to church, as I used to back in the day. But if I see someone, I know I will go home. If I'm reading my Bible, or I'm doing my little prayers, or lighting my candles and having my thoughts, I will make sure that I acknowledge someone who asked for it or who needed it. I mean, yeah. So I think like good morning and evening, like how are you doing? I think it's nice. It's nice. I mean, if you're with someone all the time, then that's normal. Do you know what I mean? But if you're not with them and you're texting them, it depends on how. I think some people just have that kind of relationship. Sometimes your relationship can change, but it's not always like that. Where it's more like, okay, you're alive, great, perfect. But I don't know. Because I like to make sure I'm doing things, and sometimes, obviously, that honeymoon period and when you're in a relationship, people end up with a lot of babies, man. And it depends on at what stage you're at in your relationship. How close you want to be, or how nonchalant.
You've been a single female What's the minimum amount of kids a guy can have for you to accept?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh, my chest hurts.
Money.
Oh, man.
I don't know. It depends on how many they remember that they have at the time.
Hey! These wild boys in West.
They're all over you. So how many they remember they had at that moment of conversation.
Hey!
It's like, okay. How many can you afford? How much? What's in the bank? What's going on?
Oh.
You know, and it's literally that, because it's like, what? How are you planning? What's your plans here?
Big facts.
What's your plans here? What can you afford? What's going on? And that's what people have to be realistic with themselves. Like, how well are you praying for? Whatever, you know, because we all know that we come from really hard backgrounds, and we know that we wouldn't wish that on other people. So everyone's got to be trying to do their best out here, like, and really knuckle down to know what that means, like, to be doing work. Like, but I think as well, as I say, I like about men, I think women have an important role to kind of remind men, and it's unfortunate that the strong black woman's been put into some kind of caricature.
Explain.
Like, a lot of sisters are like, you know, like one of my brethrens, like a musician, she was saying to me, black guys don't like us no more, you know, they like white girls.
Lies.
No, I don't disagree with you. I agree with you, but there is a problem that there's a conversation that goes on. Like, and I'm not saying with someone like yourself. I remember having a conversation with some people I was working with, and the guy was like, "Oh, black girls this, black girls that." I didn't even register my guy doesn't have a black girl at home, and those ones are really bad, because you could be a strong person in the room and people ain't even checking that you're not checking for a sister.
Oh, have you been heartbroken before?
I think I have been. I haven't got a wedding ring properly yet, so yeah, probably I have been, yeah.
Have you been cheated on before?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I didn't see the dude, but I definitely thought the dude was not trying to hide it. But what I realised that in that situation was that he actually thought he actually thought that I was cheating when I really checked it, because I was like, it was my time of the month. I had to go home. I had a headache. Man called me. I was like, I'm asleep, isn't it? Then I spoke to him. Oh, I thought you hooked up with my friend, like his friend.
Yes.
And I actually thought nothing of it. I just thought it was something funny. I just thought, okay, ha. But when he made the next move, it's like, and like years later, I'm like, oh, because you actually thought that. You're actually that stupid and insecure that you actually thought that. Like, and yeah, you know, that was kind of heartbreaking when I really realised that like, I was being normal and you was actually just trying to save your ego because you got to show the man then that you're the man. But it's like, bruv, you're heartbroken too. What was that about?
And cool, me, again, I love the sisters, yeah. That's my number one. I prefer the sisters, but again, at our age right now, everyone's got kids right now these days, innit?
That's it.
And my thing is like, I can be if you've got kids and that, but then at the same time, what's your situation with your child's father now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
See the picture, because obviously our time wrote around his time as well, innit? So he can dictate our relationship to some extent, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he can have just an off day and just go mad, and then obviously I'm gonna have to intervene, and then that meets me and him in a situation that's just unnecessary energy for me, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think I should get into those. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
So that's why you could certainly say we kind of don't lean towards the white females, but we're trying to lean towards the peaceful mind.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I wouldn't say that in it. Like,
yeah. I mean, the whole, like what my friend was saying about, but black guys seem to go for more white girl. I mean, for me, I just think that black women should be talking better about ourselves. I don't really necessarily agree with that sentence. I think that people are intrigued by intelligence.
Big facts. And again, you females don't understand, like, raw. You girls can die on a deathbed, on a giving birth. You know it. Females can actually die giving birth.
My grandmother died.
No, just sorry to say.
No,
but again, so you have to actually love the guy that you're having a child with, isn't it?
This is it.
Like, why would you risk your life to a guy that 2 months time he can get deported to another country?
Do you know what, right? There's this whole thing where I think, as I say, insecurities, people don't think they're worthy. And also, insecurities are they're so massive, yeah? It's an epidemic, I would say, because it's like, insecurities, some girls are just having children with men because you're getting to that age. This guy looks like he could you know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
But it's just for you to have a child. It's not about you having the child. Okay, you want a child with the man, but you don't know the man. But you can have you can act
Bam.
physically,
Stop.
but you don't know the
Damn.
man.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, right now, my age now, what I do now, it's about character now, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
bro, what's her occupation? No, that doesn't matter. Like, what's her occupation? And like, does she live at home? Does she drive? You know, what's her parents like, isn't it? Do you know
Yeah.
what she like? Like, bro, what's her actual character, isn't it? Kind of
Yeah.
thing. Not about her features. Her features are cool. It comes and goes, isn't it? Like, there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
But what's the actual character, in it? But these guys, like, you have children with these guys, and like, bro, 2 months later, they're just gone. And you could have died on that child giving birth. Like, bro, why would you risk all? I don't understand that, innit?
Yeah, and that's it. You know, the thing is, because there's a whole program. You know, there's a whole program in women where it's like, okay, cool. This guy's probably just a nigger. Yeah? Let's just be real. Because a lot of women don't respect men as well, right? Because of the way they kind of portray themselves.
And it's understandable. I understand why, though. Because some guys, I could understand that why.
Exactly, you can understand that. Because it's like, you know what? I'm not even going to deal with your passa.
Big facts.
I'm just going to go, how do you save the black race on my own? Yeah? And that is the program. And it's unfortunate because when you realise it's probably improbable for you to do that on your own. And you're like, oh, shit. Like, you know, then you got this whole thing like, yes, you need love. Yes, love songs are like, I don't want to hear one. But when you actually have real feelings, it touches you different. And there's a reason for that. And us kind of being a lot more like open to the fact there's a reason for love is probably what we kind of need a lot more like time, like feeling and talking about.
And again, I can understand why a guy does go to the Caucasian, because again, if you can imagine a guy just approaches black girls all the time, gets rejected. He's gonna think, you know what, I'm not having no luck. Let me just try this other side. And then obviously the black stigma for the white girls are, this black guys got the biggest dicks, or black guys are protected, or they're more cooler kind of thing, innit? And he's getting more love from the Caucasian side. So I can understand that to a certain extent, isn't it?
Yeah, of course you can. I just think, you know, I think the problem is we are all traumatized and nobody is madder than anybody else. Do you know what I mean? Because it's literally like people like, oh, Jamaicans are crazy, Trinidadians are crazy, St. Lucians are crazy. And it's like, listen, from what I read in the books, love is close to insanity.
Do you think it's to a sense it's like the older generation's fault as well? Because again, I don't remember back in the days where there was a lot of Caribbean African parents getting together.
Well, they were all, but I mean, it's a melting pot, isn't it? It's the grandparents that
I
had
see
foundation.
I see now from our age. I saw it now from our.
Innit?
But again, from like no disrespect, but Ivan's age, I don't remember seeing a lot of.
No, because they were indoctrinated into something completely new. It was like a computer game for them, right? It's literally all one of those films where it's like, oh, you won the lottery ticket to be on Utopia. Right? That's literally what happened to them. Within reason, because it's like, and that's part of it. I mean, I always loved The Matrix, the film. I don't
understand it.
You don't?
I don't understand it at all, man.
You know,
I was confused back then, confused now. The only thing I didn't like, obviously, you like to see him. Obviously, I was befuddled. I'm still befuddled now. Red, blue pill, and you take jumps involved. My friend told me I'm a purple pill. Like, I don't understand what is going on right now, innit? Manosphere, I'm befuddled. I don't know what is going on. I don't know nothing, innit? All I just know is Ivan says Wednesday radio. Bam, that's all I know. That's all I know. I swear, I'm so confused. Like, everyone wants to be like a own group kind of thing. Like, I'm so confused what's going on these days now, innit? You can't say this, you can't say that.
Do you know, the thing is, it's one of those films I'm going to break it down, a couple things for you, yeah? And you may want to watch it again. Because it's like, when people have their own analysis of the different characters in The Matrix, you're like, like, so, Agent Smith is an agent, innit?
And I just remember there's loads of them fighting Neo.
Well, this is it. And the thing is, an agent could be anyone, innit? Like, apart from people who are, I would say, conscious.
Is that your comfort film?
No, Mary Poppins.
Why?
Because when I had nightmares when I was young...
Would the white woman come and save you?
Well, she went into cartoon land with her umbrella. She sang music. Her and Dick Van Dyke were the European faces that I could really gel with. Because there wasn't any black people, let's just be fair.
When?
80s, 90s.
Of course there was.
Yeah, but like...
But to be fair, I was triggered by a lot of 90s and 80s films as well.
No, because I tell you what, my first horror movie was New Jack City, fam.
What?
Bruv, I've never seen black people be so cruel to each other.
Nah, Freddy Krueger messed me up.
No,
Chucky
okay,
messed
fair
me
enough.
up.
No,
Chucky messed
but
me
I
up.
mean with black people, like, yeah, no. I tell you what, Freddy Krueger, yeah, the first one, but after the fifth, you're like, I can't take this seriously anymore.
No. Children of the
couldn't
Corn
take it
messed me
seriously.
up.
Huh?
Children of the Corn messed me up. Dawn of the Dead messed me up. Yo, my older cousins messed me up, you know, with them films. Yeah,
You know, they had so many
Jurassic
films.
Park was
dolls.
nuts as well. Like,
You know what? No, Little Shop of Horrors. That messed me up. That messed me up. Like,
yeah, Chucky messed me up as well. Yo, it was trauma. The 90s was
Chucky, I
wild.
quite like Chucky. It.
It the Clown. Oh my god, it.
It.
Jurassic Park was wild as well, you know. Like when the man was on
Yeah,
toilet.
of course it was. Because that. Yeah.
Yo, I was triggered when I was young, man. I was exposed to a lot of crazy stuff. But Mary Poppins, your comfort film.
Well, compared to all of those, come on. How would you sleep? I would sleep fine.
I didn't like it, man. Like some white woman comes with an umbrella, saves the world, and bounces. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Well, you know, the thing is, because she was calm, everything else was like fun. It was like war, innit? There was no war. There was no war in me. She'd be like, okay, your parents love you now.
Started
Bye.
singing in the house and that nonsense there. Nah, man. What?
Yeah, she came in. She was like the nanny who fixed your family that had discourse, and then she's like, okay, you guys fix yourself now. Goodbye, and you guys are happy.
See, that's what I couldn't relate to, because I knew for a fact my dad was not leaving me with no white woman. Like, I had aunties and stuff like that were unemployed in that. So,
You know,
yeah.
I when I think about it, I don't think it's actually the standards of colour. It's actually the story, like the fact that the family was broken.
I hear that, but I can relate to things that I used to like things that I can relate to, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So obviously, like, we were kids watching Rugrats. They were kids. Calm.
Yeah,
we can relate to that, innit? Yeah. Bam. Keenan and Kel. I was black. They were black.
Yeah.
They would have fun. We had fun. We can relate to that, innit?
Yeah.
I could not imagine one thinking white women come through my chimney, even though we lived at the end of the block estate, and that come through the chimney, start dancing, singing. Yeah.
Listen, mate. Who else has got? If you're in a dream in the middle of nowhere, yeah, like was it Inception? You're in the middle of nowhere. Who is coming to fly and save you?
Fly.
She flew, fam.
Fly.
I'm confused. She could fly.
Fly. But I'm saying that's like, we never saw no one fly in the area. That's what I'm saying. You don't fly.
Yeah, Mary Poppins.
The
She
closest
could fly.
thing, the closest thing that we saw to flying was wrestling. When he used to jump on the turnbuckles. That's the closest thing we saw to
Well, this
flying.
is what I'm saying. Mary Poppins could fly, so she could save me from anywhere. That was
I
my-
wasn't really into Mary Poppins like that. I don't really like Mary
No,
Poppins.
for me,
though.
it was just like, yeah. I mean, I just thought she could do no wrong, because yeah, that's all.
So-
It wasn't looking at, you know, just the fact that she was nice to the birds, to the children, to old people.
You know what kind of put me on white women for a while, yeah, was when I watched freaking King Kong.
Yeah.
The woman
The
acts
blonde
like
one.
Yeah, she acts like she was kidnapped, but she really wanted the black guy. The black guy.
We know
yeah.
King Kong was like, it was like the black guy saying, it's literally
Yeah,
what
man.
people say.
Yeah, that's what kind of put me off it. And what was it, Titanic as well?
What with Rose and
No, yeah, like what black band is going to play music as the ship's going down? The white band was going and the ship's going down. Like, what's the wildness?
That's obviously some type of
that was
yeah.
Can
That's
you imagine New
romanticism.
Can you imagine New Edition going breakdance and Bobby Brown breakdance when the ship's
Black
going down?
black people were first. Don't let them people fool you. Know how we go on. You know we were first. They just don't want to show it. That's stuff that they would never show. Like they were on, they were gone.
Oh.
Yeah. No. No.
So, is there anything you want to get off your chest that the people know?
Well, just to kind of like follow me, look out for my new tracks. Please follow me on Spotify, Rosebud, 2Ds, and any press. I'm happy for press, and extra interviews to try to get more of a presence, to get some more like plays and money, and just try and spread the word. To be fair, you know.
Do I do your own podcast or anything?
Sorry?
You feel about doing your own podcast or anything like that?
Because I do so many things, like I just don't have time.
Okay.
I would sit down with someone and say, okay, once a month, like, but literally I'd be like, I'm trying to work out marketing, like for me, I'm literally going to start doing I think I'm trying to do like a monthly Spotify playlist where we meet up with artists and DJs.
Okay.
We're just like, okay, well, everyone's met each other. Even if the music isn't necessarily your type, you just make a playlist. It's like it's a whole movement I'll let you know about it after this because it's going to be a whole movement. But it's literally for artists, do you know what I mean? So, and it's like, it's fine, not every genre goes with every artist, but you make a playlist or you suggest what playlist, because a lot of people who are doing music and stuff like that, they're paying a lot of money to just get their music out there. So I wanted the organic form to actually facilitate that, because the more people you have doing organic facilitation, then the more it feels like you're not being robbed, or other people being robbed, or when people say, oh, you're making money for music, it's like, yeah, I am, and I have a really good, structure, or a better structure than what it was.
Do you have any performances coming up?
Do you know, I'm meant to be doing UK Unsigned in September.
Okay.
Is it 2nd or the 9th? Yeah, I was just talking to them today. I'm due to do some stuff in Portobello, but I've got a couple of sound issues with my phone. I've got to send some stuff, but I'm doing something in Portobello and Love Bar in the next month, and and UK Inside that I know of at the moment.
So what holidays, man? Where you traveling next to?
I would like to go to Miami, to be fair.
Okay, South Beach. Okay, okay.
Miami is kind of like.
But you got Miami for a different reason though.
I've got an auntie out there.
Okay.
She was out here recently. I actually know Luke.
Uncle Luke.
I met him on
Luke Skywalker. Legend. Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
I like big butts. Yeah.
What a legend, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
and he's
gosh.
like I met him on Twitter. Yeah, go on.
He fought for rap, man.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it wasn't for him, there'll be no parental advisors. 100%, man. Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah, he's awesome,
What?
man. I met him online. I'll tell you what, I met.
Two Live Crew.
Yeah, right.
on now, man,
And
I'm
he's
blaming
out,
you.
and I know he's out of Miami. I mean, I'm going out for my auntie, but I'm like, I met him like last year, like on Spaces, and he's cool, and he was big on what I'm doing and stuff like that. He follows me on Twitter. I've got a very small thing on Twitter. I've never really got into it, but yeah, Luke
Love
follows.
Twitter, man.
Yeah, like Luke. Yeah, he's really cool, and yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, I met a few people on Clubhouse during the whole COVID era. I met Kid from Kid and Play.
Come on now.
He was following me on Clubhouse. We had a great
Hats off.
conversation. Yeah,
You
yeah.
did dance.
Of course I can do the dance.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to have to do it afterwards then, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
I hate the remake. I don't know why they did that.
Oh, is the
Please
film out
please
now?
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Please don't watch
Oh,
it.
well, the parts, was it out last year?
It's out this year.
It's out this year?
Don't watch it.
What, have you seen parts of it?
I've seen all of it. Don't watch it.
Oh, really?
I've seen that and White Man Can't Jump. Don't watch it.
Oh, a remake of White Man Can't Jump?
Don't
Why?
watch-
It was Wesley Snipes in it?
No.
Then why would you make it?
Don't know what's the guy know this new. They're just running out of ideas. I'm telling you, they're just ruining everything. I knew when this nonsense would start when they did Coming to America too. That's when I knew all this nonsense was gonna start.
You know, the thing is, right? I think a lot of these things, you're gonna make something. In this era, you got to throw some British people in there.
Not even that. I just think like if you're gonna do new remakes now, at least throw the old people in. Like, oh, there he is.
No, you have to have the old people and the new people and what's going on currently, what's contemporary, what's the old. Like I love
Coming to America was alright to a certain extent because they had the old people still there. It was right, but House Party 2, Kid and Play are actually in it though.
Yeah, of course they are.
But not the.
Not the
classic scene.
The classic, yeah.
No, not the
what's
classic
her
scene.
name who did so many things? The light skinned woman
No,
who's in
none of it.
My
Tisha
Wife and
Campbell,
Kids.
No, she's not in it. None of
She
them
should
in
have,
it.
yeah.
None of
She's
them in it.
and this is it. You got when people do these projects, man. Sometimes when you're thinking you're too big and they cut.
Remakes.
Huh?
I don't like remakes at all. I don't like.
What did you think of Wednesday then?
Wednesday?
Adam's
Oh, the
Family.
Adams Family.
It's not really a remake. It's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
not a remake. No, it's not.
It's not though, isn't it? It's kind of like it's like an origin story. It's an origin story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I used to love Adams Family though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't really like remakes. I don't like remakes at all. Especially when the original is classic. Leave it alone sometimes.
Yeah, I know, right? There's quite a few.
So if you do it, like, don't leave it too long as well. Like, I don't want Ice Cream to do another Friday at all then. Because some people have died from the original, so just leave it alone now, innit?
Yeah, no,
Don't do it at all,
Yeah,
innit?
exactly. You got, forget that. That's, yeah.
Don't do it at all. Yeah, that's my thing as well, innit? But anything you want to say to the kids? Any words of wisdoms?
For the young people out there, I would say, well, my adopted godmother used to say that in the spiritual schools in Ethiopia, they used to study for 40 years. So don't stop studying. You don't know until you know, and I think Malcolm X said something like that. And time is the master.
Okay. Anything else? That's it.
Stay straight and fly right.
Stay straight. Oh, okay. Cool.
I think that was from The Simpsons.
I think it was as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Best car in all time.
Yes. Yeah.
Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne, the conversation, Bantam for bed. Here we go. Cheers.